The Model Shop live scale modeling show is brought to you by Tenant Controls, makers of lighting kits, soundboards, and more. Tenant Controls brings your models to life. Well, hello there again, everybody, and welcome back to the Model Shop, the live scale modeling show. I'm your host, Boyd Crompton. We had a nice little couple of weeks break here. I'm glad to be with you guys again tonight. I hope the weather is better where you guys are at. It's a cold, rainy night here in San Antonio, but we got some cool stuff going on in the shop. Just wanted to say it was really cool to check in on the Model Shop Google site all this time we've been off here the last couple of weeks and see all the updates and the work that everybody's been doing on their models out there. Looks like you guys have all been pretty busy. Tonight we're going to have a couple of cool things to show you guys. We're going to do a nice out-of-the-box kit review on this new Excelsior, U.S.S. Excelsior kit from Round 2 Models. I want to say a shout out to one of our viewers out there, Dale Anderson, who sent me a couple of these kits to build here. So we're going to do an out-of-the-box kit review on this tonight, and then starting in another week or so, we're going to start building this up here on the show for you guys. That'll probably take several episodes. I'm going to build one kit straight out of the box, and the other one we're going to do a bunch of lighting and a bunch of modifications and everything on it. We've got two versions of the Excelsior. We got the NX and the NCC version, so we'll probably do both different. We've also got this really nice set of Acreation decals, the whole Aztec set that Dale also sent with one of the kits. So we'll give you a close-up look at those and the model kit itself here in just a couple minutes. During my time off here while I was away, guys, I had an opportunity to take a nice kind of a field trip with my family. We went up to the National World War II Pacific Museum in Fredericksburg, Texas. Many of you guys that are World War II buffs might know that Admiral Chester Nimitz, who was in charge of the entire Pacific Fleet during World War II, was born right here in Fredericksburg, Texas, and they've got a fantastic museum up there. I've been wanting to go. I went several years ago, but they've done a lot of updates and everything there, so we took a trip up there, and I took a bunch of cool pictures and some videos, and I'm going to do a little video presentation, kind of give you guys a little tour of the place here in just a couple minutes. So if you're a World War II history buff, in kind of in honor of the 75th anniversary of the attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7th, 1941, I think this would be a good time to show something like that. That's coming up next week. and there's a lot of Pearl Harbor related stuff in the museum that you guys will see. There's also some fantastic, they had some fantastic scale model ships on display that were just awesome. I mean, some of them were 10, 12 feet long, just incredibly detailed. So you modelers out there will get a kick out of seeing those and maybe get some references if you're building some of those World War II ships. A lot of details, a lot of really cool stuff. So we're going to have that. Just a couple of little news announcements in the modeling world. I'm going to bring up these pictures here, and hopefully I don't lose my sound. For the Star Trek modelers out there, we've got the Smooth Saucer that was just released for the 1/350 scale Classic Enterprise kit. It's available as a separate part. You get the upper and lower saucer, and you also get a grid pattern, sort of a template to pencil on the grid lines if you decide to do that. Otherwise, the top and the bottom of the saucer have been completely modified and smoothed out now. I've seen a couple of video reviews that some people have done online, and it looks like a really nice piece. It looks like they got rid of that sort of graininess that was on the mold originally, so you don't have to do all that sanding, and of course the engraved grid lines are now gone. So that's a nice little item that's coming out. I think it retails for around $39 U.S. plus shipping. It might be a little lower, might be a little higher depending on where you look, but that has now hit the market. From what I'm hearing from round two, hopefully before the end of the year, the new kits are going to be released. The brand new 350 scale Classic Enterprise kits that include the new saucer. And this is a look at the box art on the new kit. Word is that they should be hitting anytime in the next couple of weeks or maybe next month or so. Hopefully they will. No word yet on the retail price, although some have said the price on the kit's going to go up just a little bit. And then finally we have the new Enterprise, the 350 scale Enterprise refit kit that's going to be re-released. As some of you guys know that have been out there looking for these, they've been out of production now for a little while, and the prices have just gone through the roof on eBay and all the other places, Amazon. They're really hard to find right now. Apparently early next year, first quarter or maybe second quarter, is what they have on the Round 2 website. This kit's going to be re-released with new box art, and unfortunately it will no longer include the Aztec decals is what the word is, so you'll probably have to buy those separately. No word yet on if the price of the kit's going to go down because of that. I think it should. I mean, I'm guessing that the decal set alone is going to probably cost you around $50 to get those, based on the small decal sets, Aztec sets that go for the 1/1000 scale Reliant and some of the other ones. They're around $30. So I'm sure this big set, which is about 6 or 7 sheets, is probably going to be around $50 or so. So let's hope that the prices don't go up too much. But haven't seen any pictures or anything on the box art, and I haven't heard any news whether or not they're going to change any of the parts or the tooling on the kit. So, but anyway, if you're looking for an Enterprise refit, good luck right now. They're really hard to find and they're really expensive. So if you're not in too much of a hurry, you might want to hold off a little while before you pick one of those up and save yourself some money. Okay, just another couple announcements here, guys. I've decided that we're going to go to a bi-weekly format on the show now. I'm just so busy here in the shop trying to keep caught up with what I'm doing, with trying to do my my client work, and also to try to keep up with building models here for the show, and getting new kits for kit reviews, and just keeping the show fresh. So I think it's going to work out a lot better for me if I switch to a bi-weekly format on the show, so we'll be on one week and off the next week. I'm also going to move the starting time for the show to 7 o'clock Central Time, which will make it better for me here too with what I'm dealing with. So I'll put an announcement about that over on the Google page so everybody's reminded about it. So remember, next week we won't be here. Then the week after that, maybe I'll post a schedule or something like that that shows how that's going to work. And then we're going to move to 7 o'clock Central Time. There's just too many things going on during the day on the weekends with family and stuff around here, and I don't want to keep running late for the show. I think if I bump it back an hour, that'll help things out quite a bit. So, but just to keep things fresh, it'll allow me to have more time during the week to, get the new material brought in and keep up with the, projects that we're going to be working on. Sometimes with as busy as I am in the shop doing my client work, I don't have time as much as I used to put in on giving you guys an update on the models that we're building here for the show and things like that. So, and I want to stay active in the community and, take part in community builds and things like that. So I just have to squeeze a little bit more time out of it. Okay? Okay, guys, well, we're going to come back and we're going to take a quick break here. And then when we come back, we're going to show you the video from the World War II Museum. I think you guys are really going to enjoy that. And then when we come back after that, we'll do our out-of-the-box kit review on our brand new Round 2 Excelsior kit. So we'll see you guys in just a second. Be right back. Okay, guys, back with you. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video tour of the National Pacific War Museum. If you ever get a chance and you're around Fredericksburg, Texas, I highly encourage you guys to check it out. I didn't even get to show you probably about a fifth of what they actually really have there. They have it's actually on about 7 acres of land, and it probably would take you a good 2 days to go through it. If you buy a ticket there, I think the tickets are good for 48 hours, so you could stay overnight there in town and then come back and see the rest the next day. They actually have a brand new amphitheater, an outdoor amphitheater that they're building outside too, where they do live, Pacific theater, like beachhead war reenactments with full, live actors on, Japanese and American, and hopefully we're going to get to go back there maybe this spring and take that in. So it's just a really fantastic place, and I think my favorite was looking at the awesome scale models they had of some of those ships there. I really felt like an amateur when I looked at some of the detail on the. I mean, they were just absolutely beautiful, flawless models, and some of them. I think the Nimitz was something like 12 feet long, so they were massive models, all completely scratch built. So really impressive, really cool stuff to see. So we're going to move on now, guys. Let's take a look now at the out of the box kit review for tonight. This is the brand new U.S.S. Excelsior kit from Round 2 Models. Kit's been out now for a couple of months, and again, we had a really nice viewer out there named Dale Anderson who sent us 2 of these kits. So starting in a couple of weeks here, we're going to do a build up here on the show. Probably take several episodes to get it done. We're going to build it right out of the box. I might order another, a second set of these Aztec decals. We've only got one here. I might order another set of these so I can do both of the models with the Aztecs on them. But the first one, we're going to build it right out of the box, just the way it is, mounted on the Polar Lights base and everything. And then sometime down the road, I don't know exactly when because I'm pretty busy with a lot of other stuff, but we'll build the second kit and do all the really nice lighting and everything on that. There's some really cool aftermarket parts that are going to be coming out for this kit from Elliot Brown at Fedoratron, or he sometimes goes by warmplastic.com. He actually has come up with a really nice replacement neck for the model, which is all molded in one piece. It's a lot nicer than the parts that come with the kit. And he's also going to be coming out with a set of brass photo etch templates that you can actually attach onto the hull and attach on the saucer to do all the drilling out of the windows, which there are a lot of them on this model. And if you don't have a template, it'll be really difficult to do because the windows are really small and there's a lot of different shapes and patterns to them. So I'll probably be hearing some more from Elliot over there about when those parts are actually going to become available, and as soon as I find out anything, I'll post some information about it on the Model Shop Google page for you guys. But should be really nice additions to your kit. Okay, let's pop this guy out of the box and take a look here. I built the Enterprise B a while back, and I'm pretty sure this kit's going to be very similar to that kit. Round 2 just recently repopped this, as we said, and they did make a few improvements to the old Excelsior kit. They made some improvements on the saucer mostly, so let's take a look at that first. And we'll get these sprues out of here. Now, never having built the original Excelsior kit, I can't tell you exactly what's been changed on this. Some of you guys out there watching might already know. But you can see on this shot here, the panel detail is really nice on this. They've got all the phaser banks and everything in the proper location. You've got the planetary sensor here, which is kind of, it's already attached, which I kind of wish that was separate. It would make it a lot easier to work with if you were going to do lighting on this, but you can still get in here with a pin vise or something and get these edges opened up here. We got to have these sensor ports lighted up, but the mold looks to be really good. Like I said, having not built the original Excelsior, it looks like there might be a little bit more detail on this than there used to be based on the Enterprise B kit that I built. But again, some of you guys out there might know more about that, having more interest in the Excelsior. Let's look at the top saucer here next and check that out. We can see we've got some nice, some nice panel detail here. We've got the phaser bank locations in place, or actually the thrusters. We've got all the small phaser bank areas detailed on here. There's some nice ribbing around the impulse crystal here, which I'm not sure was there before. We've got a separate bridge, which is nice. Looks like just running my finger over it, the sensor band area around the edges here are completely smooth. I believe you get a decal for that. But I don't think it's radically different than the original kit, maybe just a few improvements here and there. But it looks good. The mold is nice. It's some nice sturdy plastic. Looks like there's plenty of room inside the two halves here to get your lighting in there, should you choose to light one of these. And so that's good. So let's move on now to the secondary hull and check that out. We've got the one nice thing I can tell you right away is on the Enterprise B kit, not sure if it was that way on the original Excelsior, but this original piece here was in two halves, and so you had a big seam running on all the way down this that you had to put together, which this is a definite improvement over that. You can see the housing here for our deflector dish looks pretty good. Some nice, if I can get the light to reflect on it just now, you got some nice ribbing detail, some nice paneling detail around here. It looks to be pretty smooth. On the top is just a couple of individual panels, not anything really super detailed, but you make up that with the Aztec decal set that's available. Round 2 is also going to have its own Aztec decal set available for this. I'm not sure if that's hit the market yet. I know it was running a little bit behind. Here we've got the shuttle bay area here in the back. This section right here is actually molded really thin. You can actually almost see through it. But it's pretty good. It looks pretty sturdy. It doesn't look like any serious flash or anything like that. And so that's good. And here we'll just take a look at some of the smaller detail parts. We have another dome here in the back. We have the photon bay here. I think that's a lower shuttle bay as well. Some detail around the impulse area. We have this sort of piece right here. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, that's the bridge. And then we have this little round detail part for the rear part. The nacelle end caps, part of the rear photon launcher. Get a little closer to that for you. Pretty good looking parts. We'll check out the here we have the tail end of the nacelle caps. Some more detail here, and you can see on this neck piece it's 3 pieces, so you got to glue the 2 halves together and then the rear. Now the bad part about this is that what happened I remember when I built my Enterprise B, I had to do a lot of work because when I got these 2 pieces put together, if I can show you that up close here, the ribbing detail on these parts doesn't line up. And maybe these parts have been improved, but so if you looked where they come together, you could see, even after you did your putty work. So what I did on that one is I had to sit there for a couple of hours and take a hand file and go in there and like refile all of those little points where they come together so they didn't look like they had a step in them where they went to the next one side to the other, and that was a pain in the butt. So if this one is the same way, it might be a thing to consider, getting that new one-piece part that's going to be available from Elliott Brown. The nice thing about that part is it's already molded in the correct color, unless he changes that, but the prototype that I saw, it's molded in sort of a dark gunmetal gray, that the color that this is supposed to be, so that's pretty cool. Here we have the detail of another shuttle bay. So pretty much the same parts that this kit came with before. I think most of the retooling they did is on the saucer area. Here we have the standard Polar Lights base. Keep in mind that these kits right out of the box, they don't come with a hollow mounting rod. If you want to run your wiring up through there, you have to get a replacement rod of some kind. These are always the standard solid metal type. You've got the part down in here for the swivel, so you can mount the ship in a couple different flight positions. Let's check out the pylons and the nacelles. Okay, now the problem on the old Enterprise B kit was when you put these pylons together, you had a sort of a issue with warping going on. They would kind of want to bow out a little bit like this. So it's hard to tell without putting this together, but it looks like it's the same design, but maybe they've improved it. It's maybe a little bit thicker than it was before. They are sort of curved on the edge, kind of hard to see that. So there is enough room to sneak some wires in there. You're going to maybe have to do a little bit of trenching right here on the edges to get your wires up inside your nacelles if you want to do lighting, but nothing even close to impossible. It's about like the same as we have to do on a lot of these kits. So that looks like it'll work pretty good. Here you can see the nacelles. They do have some nice, probably too low resolution here on this webcam, but there's some nice, maybe if I tilt it just right, there's some really nice square paneling all along the length of these, on both of these, that's been cast into the surface, so that gives it some nice detail. That's there. Alright, and we'll take a look at finally the clear parts. Now, I do remember back on the old Excelsior kit that Don's Light and Magic used to offer some replacement clear parts if you wanted to light the impulse crystals and some other things, because I don't think the original kit came with any. But on this kit, it may have been changed. You can see we've got one crystal here, we've got two smaller ones there, we've got the deflector dish here, and then we've got sort of another round one with a tip in the middle of it. I'm not sure what that goes to. But we have the two impulse engine grills here, which are molded in clear, and then we have these multi-piece clear parts for the chiller grills, which that's not the greatest because you're going to probably see the seams in that when you light it up, but who knows, maybe there'll be some replacement parts available for those as well. But the center segments of them look like they're pretty good. I mean, they don't have a lot of blotchiness going on. One thing I see I don't like right here is you see that they have these sort of key marks or circles that are cast into the grill itself there that you'd be able to see. But on the Excelsior, I don't think that the top is lit. I think it's just the side grills. So this probably gets painted, I think, sort of that Federation blue, but the sides are the ones that are lit, and there's a couple of those little marks in the middle of these too, so looks like they're mainly on the inside. You might be able to sand those down though, and then, you know, kind of buff it out with something on the inside and get rid of them if you work at it. So not a really big deal, just a little extra work, but it's better than nothing, and it's better than having a molded not in clear too. So you have that. Let's take a look at the decal set, which is this model does not come with the Aztec decals. It only comes with the standard markings that go on the ship, and you have the option of doing either the NX or the NCC version of this model, from what I remember looking at during the on the Round 2 website, but we'll check that out here. Yeah, you get both the NX 2000 and NCC 2000 markings. You got your sensor bands here, you got your thruster detail, you've got this nice detail that goes around the BC deck. You've got all your red pin striping, your big stripe that goes along the sides of the secondary hull, your pennants for the sides of the secondary hull, and as you can see here, tons of super tiny windows. The only thing about lighting this model is that you're going to have to go like micro small on the window openings, otherwise they're not going to look right. They're going to look, you know, way too big and way out of scale, so that's going to be pretty challenging. But you can see this grouping down here is all for the secondary hull, and this grouping up here is all for the saucer. So there's a lot going on there. But it's a nice sheet. I haven't heard any feedback from anybody yet on how these, you know, quality of these as far as how they lay down, and you know, whether you need any adhesive spray on these before you use them if they have any problems disintegrating or breaking up. But they're nice and clear, and there's a lot of them there, so that's nice. Okay, so that's pretty much the model. So now what we'll do is we'll just kind of drop everything back in here, and we'll have a look at the the aftermarket Aztec decal set from Acreation, which just glancing at it, it looked like it was really, really nice. I haven't pulled them out of the package yet to look at them up close, but we'll do that right now. Let's get all this. So anyway, this is a great kit. Looking forward to working on it. Here's some look at the box art on the back. Excelsior really kind of grew on everybody when it was first revealed in the movie series. It was meant to be sort of like you weren't supposed to like it. Scotty kind of made fun of it. You know, it was kind of like, you know, going into the unknown, dealing with new technology and new designs. But the ship really caught on, and I think it's a little bit nicer looking than the Enterprise B. Just the more streamlined lower hull here. I think the sides sticking out on the Enterprise B made it look a little bit like a beached whale. But it's a nice design, and it's got a lot of detail on it. Pretty nice size. It should build out to around maybe 17, 18 inches when it's done, so that's not bad at all. So there's that. Okay, so let's check out the decals now from Acreation. And of course, these are not die cut, so you're going to have to be everything that you use off of this set, you're going to have to cut it out very precisely to get it to fit right. And we'll check out the instructions that go with this to see you know, not very detailed. Just gives you kind of a general idea of where everything goes. Everything's numbered, so that's pretty good. But you've got quite a bit going on here. You'll wind up using these just about wallpapering the entire ship, so you're going to have to use some decal solvent, you know, to get them to lay down nice and flat. You got your solva set, your microscale, microsol. A lot of different stuff available out there for that. But let's check out the main sheet here first, which is the top. And wow, guys, that is just absolutely awesome. I'm going to try to get close to this for you. Got a bunch of colors going on there on the Aztecing. And then a lot of decals for the markings and the colors. I really like this shade of blue that they're using on this. It looks pretty close to the way the model should look. This section right here that goes down on the top of the secondary hull is really detailed, really nice. I'll try to not to get that too blurry for you, but there's a lot going on there all over the place. Looks like this part here goes below on the secondary hull, or on the bottom of the saucer, I'm sorry, around the planetary sensor. Some more little details here. Really, really nice set. And here's another supplemental sheet with some more markings. Looks like these are the ones that go on the little fins on the impulse or the warp engine nacelles. Our sensor bands here. These are probably showing up kind of faint, but there's more Aztecing going on here on these individual strips. There you can kind of see them. In person, they're really beautiful. They're nice and crisp. Here we have another sheet of, looks like these are the pie wedges that go on the bottom of the saucer. Got all the Aztecing with the blue hatch covers and the that sort of blue ring that runs all the way around, that trench. And all throughout the secondary hull we have our Aztecing. Here's the belly detail towards the front. More of the top of the secondary hull. Very nice. And then finally here, it looks like on the last sheet we have, these will be placed on the top of the chiller grills. I believe I'll probably paint that on instead, try to match up that color and paint those on. But you see you have all the Aztecs for the sides of the nacelles and all the pylons. Really beautiful, beautiful set of Aztecs. But again, when we cut these out, we're going to have to be really precise. We're going to have to cut them out just as if they were the decal itself, to not leave any excess film all over on the model and make it where things, when they need to butt up against each other, won't line up. They got to have to line up really tight. So that's going to be a lot of work, but it's a beautiful set. I've used Acreation decals one time before on the 350 scale NX01 that I built, and I was really happy with those. They laid down like a charm, and they fit perfectly. But I had to cut them all out by hand, so like I said, it adds a little bit of work, but just take your time and be careful, and you should be all right. So there you go, guys. Not sure what these retail for. I have no idea. I haven't looked them up, but again, thank you, Dale, for sending us these. They're beautiful, and like I said, I'll look these up online and get another set for the other model, because we want to do them up really nice. So there you go, guys. We got the NX01 and the decal set there. Hope you guys enjoyed checking that out. So we'll be back again, and we're going to take another break, and then we're going to come back and do our shout-outs and our Q&A for tonight, guys. So we'll see you with that in just a couple seconds, everyone. Be right back. Okay, guys, back with you again. Well, I hope you enjoyed the out-of-the-box kit review and the video tour we had of the World War II Museum. And we're going to move over now and do our shout-outs and our Q&A session for tonight. So let's see who we've got here tonight. We've got Gary M., Roger Ball, Christopher Baxley, Galactic Modeler, John Petrie, Gearhead Workshop, Eddie Perez, George Volkowski, Chris Farrell, Eric Hawkins, Mike Kovach, let's see, Mark Shue, Dana Church, James Schulenberg, B. Tilley, Dadnator 24, Eddie Perez, Federation Shipyard, nice to see you, Dennis, Data Wasteland, Mike Scarola, Mindless Model Works, nice to see you, Kenny. Outsider 238, Modeler X, DLC Model Builders, nice to see you, Armando. Aussie Trekkie, nice to see you, Scott. Red Shirt Forever, Jim Clark, Omar. Can't wait to see you get started on that Cylon Raider kit there, Omar. Glad to see you got it all right and everything. Let's see. Leona Timber Company, Rocket Boy 1969, John Jahoski, Alpha Trion 92, John Bennett, Modellurgy. Got a lot of guys on here tonight. Good to see you guys again. Glad you could join us tonight. Hope the weather's better where you're at than here. Scott Thompson, John Paul. Looks like you guys had a nice conversation going on in the chat session tonight. That's good. Getting all caught up over the last couple of weeks. Let's see. Avenger 2. Kenneth Zimmerman. Brian Knowles. Wow, it's taken me a long time to scroll through them tonight, guys. Nice turnout. Joey66. Mr. Mini Dreams. And there, I finally got down to the bottom. So if you're in here, guys, and you're just listening in, type in your name so we make sure we catch you here. Let's see, Ted Pelsini. I hope I'm saying that right. That's a tough one to say. Sorry if I beat it up there, Ted. We have Ash Gabriel asking a question. Why is the Enterprise D a smaller scale than a lot of the other ships? I think you answered your own question there, Ash. If they built it any bigger, it would be huge. They can only go so big on, plastic molded model kits. Perrin Greenway. Nice to see you, Perrin. Okay, guys, if you have any questions out there about anything we showed you tonight or any tips or tricks you're interested in, either me or somebody else here can probably help you out with that. Well, it's not quite my birthday yet, guys. I think it's Monday. It's tomorrow. Yeah, after you hit 50, you don't even look forward to your birthdays anymore. I hope I get a nice chocolate cake out of it, and I'll be happy. My wife makes a heck of a good chocolate cake. 2-layer chocolate. I'll try and save you guys a piece, but I won't guarantee it. Just scrolling through looking for any questions, guys. I see a lot of you talking about the museum video. Yeah, it's a fantastic place, and like I said, I didn't even show you a fraction of what they have there. Some of the pictures I took, I had my camera laying on its side, and for some reason I couldn't get them to flip and go into the slideshow when I was putting it together without them laying on the side, so I just gave up on it. But they have so many. I mean, I was thinking about some of the historical things, being a big World War II buff. I read all these books and everything when I was a kid, and a lot of these people were legends to me. Seeing Saburo Sakai's helmet and goggles, and I read it in the book where he had made a mistake and thought he was chasing a American fighter plane through a cloud. When he came out on the other side, it turned out it was a American dive bomber, and he wasn't expecting the plane to have a tail gunner, and the tail gunner shot him basically right in the face and hit him in the eye or whatever. And he had to he was able to fly. He had to fly several hours back to his base. I guess he passed out several times, but he wound up making it, and he was pretty much an instructor the rest of the war after that. But he was Japan's highest scoring ace. I read quite a few books about him, and but there was some other things in there that were just amazing to me. Some of the Flying Tiger stuff, some of the They had a headset and goggles from one of the guys that got credit for dropping bombs on a couple of Japanese aircraft carriers during the Battle of Midway. And I just thought about, wow, this is a piece of history. The guy, I could just picture him, in a dive coming down and attacking those ships with all that anti-aircraft. I mean, it's just, if you're into World War II, it's really fascinating. And the door that they had taken off of the U.S.S. Arizona from part of the superstructure, you could see the black line going across it, and the little write-up they had on it there, it said that was created from the oil slick in the water, that was on the water line. That's how far it was underneath of the water. And that was originally up on the upper superstructure part, and you can actually reach out and touch it. You can't even touch the Arizona at the real Arizona Memorial Site. So I got to touch the Arizona, so that was pretty awesome. But like I said, they're, from what they say, they're continually adding on to the things that they have on display there too. So I look forward to going back again. Chuck Brooks is saying that the new Enterprise D Clear kit will be released later this month, so that's good news. There'll be a lot of people relieved because that kit was getting extremely expensive, if not impossible to find on eBay and Amazon and all the others. Hopefully they'll bring back the Reliant kit too, the 1537 scale kit. A lot of people are looking for that one. Yeah, I'm glad to be back with you guys too. It was a nice little break. We had some family come in and visit with us for Thanksgiving. I hope you guys enjoyed your Thanksgiving. We had a great one here. I was checking in every couple of days over at the model shop Google page and saw you guys were keeping busy building models, so that's great. We'll be putting together another slideshow real soon. Keep sending us the pictures, guys. Send them into our email address at info@trekworks.net, and we'll get another slideshow put together. I was going to mention tonight, too, I was going to mention at the top of the show, but I forgot. I'm actually thinking about doing a 48-hour build, guys, a 48-hour group build. Maybe starting in the second week of January. Give a little bit of time for everybody to wind down after Christmas. And what I'm going to be looking to do, I'll announce some details about that over at the on the Google page. But basically, you'll just pick some kind of a kit. You'll start off. You'll have 48 hours to build it. Now, people out there have done like a 48-hour constant, broadcast through Hangouts or something like that. We're not going to go. After talking to those guys over there, it was a real. I mean, the guys were pretty much wasted by the end of it. So we're not going to get anything like that. But people that want to participate, now you don't have to. But what I'll be looking for is people. Maybe if you have a YouTube channel, you can do like a time lapse. Take some videos of your model being put together and just kind of edit it all together at the end, so it's maybe like 5-10 minutes long, and show the different stages of you getting your model finished. Now, what we're going to ask, and the only rule will be, is at the very beginning, you'll have to start off with a kit that's the box can be open, but all the parts still have to be on their sprues, and we're really looking for you to post a picture over at the Model Shop Google page with a picture of the kit and some reference so we can see a date and a time, maybe your cell phone or something like that in the picture, so that we can make sure everybody's starting off at the same time. We're going to give away some prizes for that. I think we're maybe going to do like, I haven't made up my mind on the judging for that yet, but we might do like a People's Choice. We might do like first, second, and third place this time instead of just first place only. So I'm just kind of kicking it around. We'll see how it goes. I'll throw it out there on the Google page, and then we'll see how much interest we get in it. So yeah, it will be any subject. You can build any kind of kit you want: figure, plane, car, ship, sci-fi kit, whatever you want to build from the entire modeling genre. And you don't have to light it. You don't have to. You can build it any way you want. You can use aftermarket parts. You can do whatever you want. I would recommend not trying to get in over your head because you only have 48 hours to build it. So, I wouldn't try to build a 350 scale refit in that amount of time. But just kind of, being this far ahead of time, you'll have plenty of time to think about it. So, but we want to kind of keep doing these kind of group participation things here on the for the model shop group, and I know a lot of people enjoy it. So we'll probably be doing that, and then maybe towards spring we'll do something else. Maybe we'll pick a certain theme that's fitting around that time of the year or something, and do another one then. So just to keep people engaged and everything. So I hope you guys will participate in that. So just gonna scroll through here now. There's looks like a ton of text going on here. I'm gonna see if I missed any questions. Looks like Michelle Bennett checked in. Nice to see you, Michelle. Not seeing too many questions, just people chatting about the different model news. Thomas Johnson said he liked that huge model of the Enterprise CV6. I did too, Thomas. That was my favorite one for sure. I'm a huge fan of the Enterprise. I built the small Revell kit of that a while back, but yeah, I absolutely loved it. I'm still scratching my head how they couldn't save that ship. They saved several of the other aircraft carriers. They've got the Intrepid, they've got the Lexington down here on the coast. They've got a few of them, but to me, the most historic and most important carrier of the war was the Enterprise. I mean, I think it had the most, it was one of the most, if not the most highly decorated ship from the entire war, from the American side. And it was basically there from start to finish and served in all the entire Pacific campaign. Was involved in some huge historic battles. And I remember reading an article that even Admiral Halsey himself went straight to Congress to try to get him to save it, but they couldn't. Again, some of the pictures I wasn't able to show you guys, they have some actual artifacts from the Enterprise. They have some stuff from the Admiral's cabin. They had some machine parts and stuff like that, parts of the deck on display at the museum from the original Enterprise. John Bennett is asking how you can contact me. You get a hold of me through my email, John. It's info@trekworks.net, all one word. The Heavy Metal Modeler is asking if I know anyone who can make custom Aztec decals. You can contact Jerry at hdamodelworks.com. You guys have heard me mention him several times. He's a good friend of mine. He does do custom work, but that would be probably a pretty big project, and you probably have to wait quite a while for it. That's a lot of work to create something from scratch like that, and it all has to fit good and everything. I also have a 1/350 scale Reliant kit that I'm going to be working on this winter. It's a garage kit that you actually have to use the saucer and nacelles from the 1/350 scale refit with it, but it's a fantastic kit, and I'll be showing you guys a little bit of that a little bit later on. I'm glad to be able to build that in 1/350 scale, so it'll be in the same scale as the refit, and I hope to get a 350 scale Katinga kit. There are a few of them that are out there. The Katinga Klingon Cruiser in that scale would be nice too. Avenger 2 says that the 1/350 scale Classic Enterprise kit is now in stock with some people. That's good to know. Dana Church says, what do I think of the 350 scale TOS 50th anniversary kit? I don't know, Dana. I haven't gotten my hands on one yet, but I'll be starting to get those in. I've got to pick up several kits for client builds that I have lined up. So I should get a hold of one of them pretty soon here. There's, as far as I know, the only thing they changed on it is the saucer, but we'll see, and the box art. Outsider 238 commented on the Martian War Machine that I just finished. Well, I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, we just finished that one up a couple of days ago. That's been sitting here kind of half put together for quite a while, and I really like that Tenant Controls remote control unit that goes with that. It's really nice. It'll pretty much mate up with almost anything you have where you want to turn it off and on, and it has momentary switches, you know, to operate some of the effects. It does have a limit as far as how much power it can handle, though. I think it's limited to like 1.5 amps. So if you've built a model that has lighting that draws more than 1.5 amps, I don't think it can handle it. But that's a lot. That would be like a, you know, like a big fully lit with all the bells and whistles 350 refit or something like that. But for most of your smaller type, medium type models, it should be just fine. I know, talking to Ralph, that he's going to be coming out with an expanded version of that, maybe up to 10 or 12 channels on it, you know, different inputs. So that would be really nice, and maybe that can handle more juice too. But just for kind of general purposes, it worked out really great, and I plan on using that a lot. It's nice to eliminate the ugly buttons on the display. I think it looks a lot cleaner without all those buttons all over the place. And it's very reasonably priced too. Looks like Red Shirt Forever's got to check out. We'll see you later, Red. Thanks for checking in this week. Christopher Baxley's asking about when I'm going to work on the Alien Nostromo kit behind me. Well, it's going to be a while, Chris. Definitely be a while. That's a model that is going to require a lot of work because I want to light it. And I'd like to do a little diorama of whatever the name of the planet was, you know, that kind of rocky looking surface that it was down on there. That's a really hard to find kit, so I want to do that one justice, and you can't knock that out in just a couple of weeks. So I've got a lot of stuff lined up before that one, but I'll do it eventually. Armando is asking about the parts from Fedoratron. I'm not exactly sure, but I understand it's going to be fairly soon, Armando. The parts for the Excelsior kit. I know he went through several versions creating the templates for the window drilling, and he's got those perfected now. And as far as I know, the neck, I think he's going to send that out to get it mass produced. Maybe through Shapeways or something like that, so shouldn't be too long. I'll definitely keep everybody posted on that. Joey66 asks about the Thunderbat. I have the body done, Joey. I'm just going to start working on the chassis and everything. I'm doing that one for Kenny's cancer awareness build over at Mindless Model Works. I chose the black color for to represent melanoma cancer. I had a friend that got pretty sick from that. He did survive, but it was pretty rough. And cancer is a really bad disease, so I'm not. It's nice to see Kenny hosting that. Got quite a few people taking part in it, so I'll put out a video update on that sometime this week. Probably getting that one finished up. I just have to build the chassis and the engine, and I'll be done with it. Yeah, thank you, Dennis. Dennis is commenting on the. We finished up the 350 scale Classic Enterprise that we did all the Aztecing on. I sent it off to the client. He just got it yesterday. He's really pleased with it. I'm sure glad that one made it in one piece because, boy, you know, you kind of sweat bullets every time you ship them. I got a pretty bulletproof shipping method that I'm using now, but there was so much work that went into that model. I'm really glad he got it, and he's really happy with it. I actually entered that model in the over at the Sci-Fi Fantasy website that's hosted by Kenny over there for the 2017 Model of the Year. So if you guys are members of that group, hop by there and check that out. They're going to have the judging for that, I think, towards the end of December. But there's some beautiful models that have been entered by different people, and I think they're going to do a People's Choice one too. So, but it was really fun to work on that model, and I think the ideas that my client Robert had on that actually turned out really cool. I got a lot of nice comments about it on the video that we put out about that, so I appreciate that from everybody. It was a lot of work. A couple hundred hours went into those masks alone. Those of you out there who have done the Aztecs know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, just rolling down here to see if I see any more questions. Yes, Brian, that is the classic Cylon Raider kit behind me from Mobius. It's the, I think it's 132 scale, or they called it studio scale, I think. It was the same size as the original filming model that they had for the TV show. I'd like to get around to building that one, too. I've had that kit a long time. I've also got the classic original series Viper, and I'm a big fan of the original Battlestar Galactica and the remake. Eric Hawkins says Aztec painting is a sure sign you are crazy. Well, I'll agree with that, Eric. You got to be really, really patient. And what I tend to do with those is I work on them for a few hours and then I stop and go do something else, so you don't go cross-eyed and get burned out on it. And that's the best way to approach those. You can't rush it. You can't cheat. You've got to take your time and do it right. Omar is asking about the Matara Nebula diorama. I'll be getting back to it, Omar. It's just kind of on the back burner right now. It's that one doesn't pay the bills. I've got a ton of client work that I'm trying to get caught up on. The Aztec work that I did on that 350 Enterprise put me behind on some of these other people that are waiting, so I've got to keep the lights on around here, folks. Sorry about that. Things changed a little bit when I decided to go and do this full time, so Collector 471982 says he's a big World War II buff, and he is building the HK Models 132 scale B17. Yeah, that's an awesome kit. Yeah, I would like to try that one on for size someday down the road. I would love to get a hold of a couple of the large 1/200 scale ships that are out there. I'd love to do a Hood and a Bismarck, maybe maybe the Missouri. There's some fantastic kits out there. I'd love to do a 172 scale Gato class sub, the Revell kit. I've got a couple more 172 scale German U-boat kits sitting here that I haven't touched yet either. They're fantastic kits. Yeah. Don't worry too much, guys. Even though we're really busy with the commission stuff, I'll still be doing regular projects here to keep you guys entertained on the the model builds that we usually do, the videos on the regular channel, and the stuff that we do here on the show. Like I said, in a couple of weeks we'll start the Excelsior here. That'll be fun, and we'll have some other cool stuff. I've got a bunch of new kits that I'm going to be picking up here, and get back to some of the kits that we started on. We've got to do the we got to finish the Speed Racer Mach 5. Let's see, we've got the James Bond gyrocopter kit that we talked about a while back. I want to work on that one, but we got a bunch of stuff. I got some big Star Trek builds planned for over the winter. We got that really cool 132 scale Randy Cooper Galileo kit. Just a lot of stuff coming down the road. And then depending on whatever new kits come out here. Yeah, you're right. There's a ton of extra parts available for that 132 scale B-17. I mean, you can literally almost build the entire real airplane by the time you buy everything. The photo etch and the really nice 3D printed parts that are available for that kit. Super detailed. The only thing that sucks about it is that a lot of it goes on the interior, and once the model's built, you can't really see a lot of it. So, but you'll know it's there. Yeah, I want to say congratulations to Chuck Brooks, Gearhead Workshop. He's dipped his toes into the doing his own YouTube videos now, so I really think that's cool when everybody starts their own YouTube channel and we get to see what you're working on. And I'm glad to see he's giving it a go. He does really good work, and he's got a good way of talking, so I'm sure his channel is going to be really successful. Good luck with that, Chuck. If you guys haven't checked it out, you can check it out. It's Gearhead Workshop on YouTube. Dan Harris is asking about what's the best way to get interior lighting for the 1/350 scale Classic Enterprise shuttle bay. Well, Dan, I use pretty much all those micro small SMDs to light that. In fact, one of my client builds, I'm working on it right now. I've got all the pieces ready to go. I'll give you a look at them. Got the windows masked off, and I just basically mount SMDs right behind them. Now, I don't use the clear parts. You do not need to buy the clear parts for the shuttle bay. They'll light up just fine through the regular plastic. In fact, I like the way they light a little bit better because they look a little bit more diffused and not overly bright. But I just take regular warm white 0805 SMDs and mount them right behind here and glue them down, facing towards the inside of the shuttle bay. And on the top, what I did here, it's going to be kind of hard to see, but I take a grinding tool and I grind this whole top down so it's, not quite paper thin, but it's pretty darn thin. And then I mount about 4 SMDs in a straight line all the way across on the top, and that gives the ceiling lighting. And then you'll have the side windows, and then you'll have the rear, or I guess the rear bulkhead, which has that row of windows right there. And I'll just put some SMDs, 2 of them on the back side of that, and light those from behind the same way. There are photo etch frames that go over the top of this, so you get your nice crisp looking windows on there. So these are, the masking I did there is just real rough. It doesn't have to be perfect. you glue the photo etch framework over the top of that, and then you get that nice, perfectly square windows and all that. Most of the time I build these, I light the shuttle too, and what I do is I drill a tiny little hole through the floor here and run an SMD. Stick the SMD inside. The little shuttlecraft is hollow, so I take a 0805 SMD and I put it all the way forward, right up against the forward, windows of the little shuttle, and then I take a small, tiny piece of masking tape and mask it the same size as the window decal, the 3 little windows that go on the front of that, and light block it, paint it black, put 2 or 3 coats of black on it, paint it white or off-white, the hull color. Then when I pull that little piece of mask off there and hit the power to that SMD, just that little forward section of windows lights up, and then I put the decal right over top of that, so like when it's turned off, you got like the black windows there. When it's on, you really, kind of shines right through the decals and kind of makes them disappear. Gives the illusion like that forward cabin window is lit up. So that wire will come out of the back of the shuttle. I cut a little notch in that little piece that goes into the back of it and bring that wire straight out and down through the floor of the shuttle bay and then forward, inside the model and connect it to the main power. But when the shuttle is sitting in there, you cannot see the wire coming out the back of it. And that's kind of the little trick I use for doing that. But it's all SMDs. There's so much limited space between the inside of the model itself, the wall, and the outer wall of the shuttle bay that you can only really squeeze some SMDs in there. Now, to get the lighting on the back windows of the hull, outside the shuttle bay, I do the same thing. But what I do is I tilt the SMD on its, I set it on its side, facing up, and I glue it just below the windows in the openings, in the sides of the hull, and then once I put my micro crystal clear, whatever I use in there, that will pick up that light, and you can light those rear windows as well. It's kind of a pain in the neck. You're going to wind up with several little SMDs in there, but the little SMDs, the 0805 warm white ones, are the ones I use for the TOS Enterprise, and I match that up with the warm white LED strip lighting that goes inside the, lighting the main part of the hull and the saucer and all that. So I hope that helps you out. Oh, we got Chris with Classic Plastic just checked in. Nice to see you, Chris. Just finished up my Rommel's rod kit that I did for the Tom Daniel tribute build that Chris Cortell and Dirk Pitt are hosting. Had a lot of fun working on that one. Nice to see them hosting that, because all those Tom Daniel kits are really, really fun to build, and they're still, most of them are still pretty easy to find out there. So, been having fun hopping around the different video channels and checking out all the work these guys are doing on those too. Yeah, Kenneth Zimmerman says he wants to pick up the new Fantastic Voyager, or Fantastic Voyage model, the Proteus ship from in 132 scale from Mobius. Yeah, I'm waiting for that kit too, Kenneth. Kind of curious to see if it's going to come with any figures or not. Love to see. I don't remember his character's name, but what was the guy's name at the very end of it? That actor, he was also in Halloween, played the psychiatrist that was hunting down Michael Myers in Halloween. He was the bad guy in that movie, and he was at the top in that little dome when the white blood cells attacked him. Can't think of his name right now, but it'd be cool if they came with the figures too. No, Omar, nothing like that, buddy. He's asking if I send out when I finish a completed build, does it include an autographed picture of myself making various faces? Nope. I don't go to quite that extreme, Omar. Yeah, figure of Raquel Welch with that Proteus would be nice. Roger Ball says he's checking out. Okay, Roger, we'll catch you next time. Take care. Looks like it's about time for everybody to start checking out here, guys. So I think I'm going to call this a wrap. I'm not seeing any more questions coming through. So we hope you guys enjoyed the show tonight. Again, remember, we'll be doing this every other week. So I'm going to post the schedule on the, or just a reminder about that over on the Model Shop Google page. And it's going to move to 7 o'clock. I know that's going to hurt some of our across the pond viewers. I'm sorry about that, guys, but it's been a struggle to try it for me on Sundays because that's Saturday and Sunday is my family days. Actually, Sunday only. Saturday, my wife usually has to work. So Sunday's our family day, and if we go out somewhere or something like that, we really have a hard time getting back here on time by 6 o'clock. So, and I don't want to, wind up being late too many times or not have enough time to get things ready and screw it all up, So I'm going to have to move it back an hour, and but hopefully everybody will get used to it. And if you miss it, you can always watch it later on YouTube, But hopefully you can be here because the live chat part of it's the fun part that everybody seems to really enjoy. So thank you guys for all being here tonight. Glad to talk with you and chat with you again. I missed all you guys. And we'll see you again a week from next Sunday. And we'll have some new stuff, and maybe I'll be ready to start on the Excelsior kit at that time. And we'll have a lot of fun building that one up, guys. So we'll see you then. Until we do, take care. Good night, everyone, and happy modeling, you guys.